If you're over a decade away from retirement and paying a financial advisor, there is a very real chance that you could be giving up over $1 million. And most people never realize this until it's too late. And no, it's not because financial advisors are dumb or evil people. It's because of how they get paid and when people actually need the help. I work in finance, so this might be controversial for me to say, but for most people my age, hiring a financial advisor early actually makes their retirement far worse, not better. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. So before we jump in, if you do enjoy this video and this content, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and watch this video in its entirety, as those are the things that will help me grow and continue to get this video and my other videos out to more people. So if you check the two boxes I'm about to go through, this video applies directly to you. Box 1 is that you have more than 10 years out from retirement, and box 2 is that you don't have some weird one-off situation like a trust, an inheritance that's coming through the pipeline, no major business sale, and no complex estate planning. Basically, if you're a normal person with income from a job or a business just trying to save and invest for retirement, this video applies to you. And there's a very real chance that if you have a financial advisor, it would be doing you more harm than good. So how could it possibly be over $1 million such a life that a financial advisor would cost you? Well, here's the part that almost nobody thinks through. Most advisors charge what's called an AUM fee, or an assets under management fee. That fee is usually somewhere between 0.75% and 1.5% per year on your entire portfolio. And here's the sneaky part. That's charged in the good years and the bad years and everything in between. It never turns off. And when you're young, that fee compounds against you for decades. So the math I'm about to go through might change everything for you if you're using a financial advisor. Let me show you how big this can actually get. So let's say that you're 25 years old and you make $100K a year for your entire career. I know $100K might be a lot for an average 25-year-old. I've tried to normalize the income throughout an entire career. So let's call it $100K for your whole career. And if you invest 15% of your income every year, your entire career, which is about $1,250 a month, and you get an 8% rate of return, which is very average compared to what the market has returned in the S&P 500 and the global stock market, you would end up with roughly $4.36 million at retirement, which is very good. Now, add a financial advisor charging a 1% AUM fee that whole time, that drops your effective return to 7%. You would end up with $3.28 million, which is still pretty solid, but that is a $1.08 million difference. Same income, same savings rate, same market. That is just fees alone. That is life-changing money. Now, pausing for a very quick second, I am not saying that the advice has no value that financial advisors give. I am saying that paying for full-time asset management for 40 years is wildly inefficient for most people. Now, let's get into what advisors actually put you in and how that can harm you even more. The investment problem that people don't generally notice is that to justify that AUM fee, many advisors put clients into actively managed mutual funds, complex portfolios, and funds with higher expense ratios. Historically, those types of portfolios will underperform the total market, they'll cost more in expense ratios, and add complexity without adding returns. Buying and holding low-cost, broadly diversified ETFs has beaten active management for decades. So now you're paying advisor fees, higher fees on the funds you're investing in, and oftentimes getting worse performance. That is the worst possible combination for your portfolio. Now, some common pushback that I might get here, well, I don't have a finance background. I'm scared that I'll mess it up. And that's just the cost of peace of mind. Well, respectfully, that argument just doesn't hold anymore. There is more free, high-quality information on finances available today than ever before. You've got solid personal finance channels out there like The Money Guy Show, Dave Ramsey, Ramit Sethi. There's personal finance Reddit channels, blogs, books, and the biggest one of all, tools like AI that will help you walk through these types of plans. You don't need genius level knowledge. You need a boring, consistent plan and have the ability to ignore the noise that's going on and stick to that plan. But a general rule of thumb is that anybody telling you to save money, avoid high interest debt, and invest regularly is going to be giving you sound advice. Pick a framework and execute it. I personally like the financial order of operations from The Money Guy Show, but there are plenty of good other plans out there. The key isn't finding the perfect strategy, it's avoiding making expensive mistakes early on. So then, you might ask, when does a financial advisor actually make sense? And this is what matters. There is a time when hiring a financial advisor becomes very valuable. If you are nearing retirement and you have over $1 million invested and you want to make sure that you land a plane smoothly into retirement and that everything works well, it might actually make sense. But there are two things you need to know before you do that. First, you need to hire a fee-only advisor, not AUM. That is somebody who charges you an hourly or a flat fee for their service. Second, you want to use them for planning, not for asset control. Have them stress test withdrawals, plan tax efficient drawdowns and withdrawals from your portfolio, and review your full financial picture. Say if you have a $3 million portfolio and a 1% AUM fee, that fee is going to be costing you $30,000 a year. So even paying $5,000 or $10,000 for hourly advice would still save you a massive amount of money. So in closing here, I do believe there are scenarios where financial advisors make sense, just not the way that a lot of people use them. The real crime is paying an asset management fee for decades of underperformance and unnecessary costs. Most people don't need a financial advisor early on. They need education, a plan, discipline, and time for their money to compound. Save the advisor for when decisions actually get complex. That's how you keep your money working for you and not working towards fees. As always, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for your time.